So let me ask you a question. When you were like in a rut or when you started doing bad habits and you started to realize that you wanted to change your life and that you wanted to actually become the best version of yourself, who would you start watching? Maybe you started watching some First Man, maybe some Hamza, maybe some Iman Gadzhi. Maybe you watched a couple gurus or influencers and maybe that actually started to give you like a little bit of motivation and maybe it like changed your perspective on life a little bit. And then you felt like stuff was starting to go your way and that you were starting to actually make progress with life and you feel like you were actually changing into a different person and becoming better. But then after probably about like a year or so, after watching self-improvement videos, you probably realize I haven't made that much progress since when I first started watching those videos and when I first started my self-improvement journey. I still kind of feel the same. I kind of look the same. I haven't really changed that much. Why is that, you might be asking? And that's because self-improvement starts to become a setback in your life because you keep watching these videos and it's like an endless loop. It's like you fall into a loop and where you're not actually making progress and then you keep watching these videos for dopamine and motivation. Then you have this good feeling like, oh yeah, I feel like I accomplished that. Like, oh, I'm learning something right now. And yeah, I just watched that video, so I'm actually doing well. I'm actually making progress. And sure enough, watching those videos are probably way better than just scrolling on TikTok or like watching unnecessary BS content. But when you start to just keep watching over and over again, then it puts you in this loop of where like you just crave the videos and you think that the videos are actually changing your life. But the only way you actually change your life is by doing those things inside the videos that they tell you to do. And basically like self-improvement starts to become really repetitive after a while. I mean, like, how many NoFap videos are out there and it talks about the same thing, like meditate, be busy, work out. Like, it's basically the same thing. It keeps telling you, self-improvement videos keep telling you like the same things over and over again, or like be hyper masculine, or like don't be feminine around women, or like don't do this, don't do that, be disciplined. Like, it starts to just become repetitive over a while and like you feel like you're just learning new information when you keep watching these new videos like from Hamza or First Man. Like, when you start to watch these videos, you're like, oh yeah, I'm actually learning something. But like after a while it just becomes really repetitive and you think you're actually learning new info and like changing your life, but you're actually not, because unless if you're implementing, then that's a different story. Otherwise, if you're just watching and you haven't really noticed change in your life, then now it's time to implement those things. When you notice, when you start to implement those things, you're like, I don't need those videos anymore actually. I really don't need to keep relying on Hamza to tell me stuff. I don't need to rely on First Man to tell me to do this. After a while it starts to become like normal again. Like, you could start living your life without having to watch these videos and you could still make probably more progress than you were when you kept falling into this endless loop of you watching videos and having a setback on you and thinking that you're actually learning but you're not. And these videos provide good information sometimes, especially like if it's different but really useful info that no one's ever heard of. But the thing is, you actually have to implement those things that are said in the videos. You can't just say, oh yeah, I learned that thing today and so now I know. And that's not actually how you learn. It's like saying, it's like, for example, you're studying for an exam and then you say, oh yeah, I know how to do that math problem, but you don't actually put in the reps and you don't put in the practice to like actually learn how to do it. Just saying, oh yeah, I know what that math problem is, or like, oh, I know how to do this chemistry equation or this science equation. Yeah, I know how to do that. But then when you don't actually practice it over and over again, then that's not really learning. Just because you know something doesn't mean you've actually learned it. Learning is part of doing. And that's what you need to do if you do continue to watch these videos. Sometimes like these YouTubers like Hamza and these relationship advice YouTubers, you shouldn't always listen to them, because especially Hamza, he's been changing his mind too much. Like, he's been all over the place. Like, he's gone from going in one direction to moving to the other and then the other and then saying this information and telling you to do this and do that, and then he's telling you how have a good relationship with a girl, and then he comes out and explains his problems he has with his girl. And it's basically like sometimes you shouldn't even trust some of the information these guys are giving, especially on relationships. And sometimes these YouTubers have kind of like preached you to like not go out and not to have fun. And to be kind of fair, Hamza has started to preach this a little bit, where he's like, oh, you have to go out, it's part of self-improvement, like you have to just talk to people and you have to like have fun sometimes, but like don't be a degenerate. That is true. And there's some gurus though that still preach for you to be like a monk. Like First Man has preached like, oh, you gotta keep grinding until like you've actually made it, which is true, but you have to network with people and you have to know people. And when you have more networking with people, then you're able to like find other opportunities that you could pursue and possibly change your life. Other thing I've realized is that a lot of these YouTubers, they really try to make you think that just watching their videos is changing your life, which in some cases it has. It's motivated some people that actually take action and work hard, but most of the people that don't take action, they think like they're actually changing their life by watching these videos. And these YouTubers brainwash you and use these tactics for you to just keep watching their videos and keep being on a loop where you just keep watching and don't stop. The only way to break this loop and to actually move away from watching these self-improvement YouTubers is to actually either implement the information they teach you, or two, just stop watching them completely. And you'll notice a big difference. Like you'll actually notice you're making more progress when you stop watching these YouTubers. Because when you just keep binge watching video after video, that's not actually like teaching you anything. Like you need to just focus on yourself and implement the things you've been taught, and then stop binge watching those videos and thinking that you're actually doing something good with your life. So what should you do? You should be probably implementing the things you have been taught by these YouTubers, and I would suggest that you don't even watch these YouTubers as consistently as you would. I'm not saying you should completely cut them off, because maybe they actually impact you. But the thing is, you must actually implement what they teach you, and when you keep binge watching their videos, video after video, then that's not doing you any value either. And just constantly binge watching videos is like mental masturbation. Like you think like you're actually learning stuff and you're actually changing your life, but not really, because like you're getting this good feeling of just learning something but then forgetting it like a couple minutes later. Like how many things have you learned from self-improvement, and then you forgot like literally a couple hours, minutes after watching the video? Like literally, I would say you just work on yourself and implement the things you have been taught and watch less videos, because that'll work better for you. You'll probably get some motivation from watching those videos, but also you won't be on a loop, endless loop where you just keep watching. So when you just go do the action and hard work yourself, then you're actually gonna make more progress and you're gonna see the best version of yourself that you actually want to become. If you have not already, leave a like, subscribe, and comment if like this changed your idea about self-improvement. I bet it probably did, because like when I first discovered this and discovered like these points I've listed, I really realized that like self-improvement is like really not like that useful when you just keep watching videos after videos. Like I was actually shocked to realize this. And also, I have an Instagram in the description, just go follow it. And also I got a Discord server if you want to make friends, and I have a bunch of other people on self-improvement that are in that Discord server. So if you want to go make some friends on self-improvement, go in that Discord server, go talk to some people and join it. And so without further ado, bro, I'll see you very, very soon. Wapow, wapow.